Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. It's a paid request, this time from Bronson. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. I do have a Cash App as well. People have asked me about that. All those links are down below in the info box. It could be for any type of review, movie review, re-review, reaction, or commentary, playthrough of a video game, an hour or full playthrough, movie news, tier list, ranking, wherever the case may be. Feel free to send it. I'll get to it as soon as I can. And for those who have sent it, thank you. I really appreciate it. Now, Bronson, he requested me to react to one of my good friends on YouTube, Fabio's list of his top 10 Ozzy Osbourne songs. I think this was a video that Bronson requested to him, so now he wants to watch me react to Fabio. And Fabio, I figured he would, but I wanted to make sure, out of respect, I asked him. He's like, no, yeah, you can use my video, so you won't be seeing the video this time. But at least Fabio's a guy I could trust. People on YouTube, if I use their video, I don't know if I could trust him and be like, oh, nope, sorry, that video's gone. But with Fabio, I could trust him. But I asked, he said yes, because he's that nice of a guy, so you'll see his video. And by the way, for those who like what they see, check them out at TheItalianStallion51. If I remember correctly, I'll put... Well, you know what? I'll still put the link to his video in the info box. So when you click on the video, then you can click on his channel on the video, and then you can check out his channel for yourself. It's TheItalianStallion51. Great guy on here. I'm pause at the beginning. Let's get this set up. And 3, 2, 1, pressing play.
Hey, what's up guys? Fabio here once again.
Love his background. He has a fantastic background. You got the Power Ranger. You got Stream up top. All those great DVDs and Blu-rays.
Bronson, who wanted me to do my top 10 Ozzy Osbourne songs.
And yeah, Bronson did request this.
Solo. This is not Black Sabbath.
You got the Halloween 3 pumpkin mask in the background. You got Bret Hart action figures.
But this is going to be tough. And
just a great backdrop.
It was actually very tough to put together.
And I've seen Fabio's videos and his music album reviews. I think he does a much better job with album reviews than I do.
Gun to my head, what have you.
Because he's much more musically inclined than I am. He knows a lot more about music and bands, a lot more info. He collects vinyl. He goes to concerts.
Black Sabbath or
I don't really go to concerts. I don't collect vinyl, so
a huge fan of
he's much more knowledgeable of music than I am. So
before we get into this, as always, if anybody else would like to send in a paid request, you may do so down below in the description box. There's a link to my PayPal account.
Yeah, he's very good at fulfilling requests. I've sent a couple to him, some video game playthroughs.
Send it in, and please send it in as family and friends. Do not send it in as goods and services because PayPal will take a cut of it. I still have to go over this.
That is true.
But it does not have to be just a movie review.
With PayPal, if you don't send it as family and friends, PayPal does take a cut out of it.
Video game, music like this, random
and the same,
thoughts,
for me, if anyone wants to send a PayPal request, family friends is the better choice because otherwise YouTube will take a cut out of it.
If anybody is interested, go ahead, send it in. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those of you that have sent,
I wonder what that one is. I see a lot of silence.
You guys actually care about
I think, oh, it's a firefighter with an American flag.
You want to see me try some different things. It does motivate me to keep wanting to
I
make
don't know
videos,
what that
so
is. I
it's
don't know if that's a
win-win
movie
for
or a
everybody.
documentary.
You
I
guys
have
get
to ask
more
him about it sometime.
Of the type of videos that you would like to see me cover here on the channel. I keep making them, and at the end of the day,
on the top left, I like the Dawn of the Dead, They Live stuff.
So thank you. Take a little swig here.
I'll do the same, only got water this time.
Now, in preparation for doing this video, I did listen to a bunch of Ozzy stuff. And again, it was very difficult for me to do this. Like I said, I love Ozzy. I've always loved Ozzy.
So do I.
Again, whether he was in Black Sabbath, which I think
same here.
A lot of people look at Black Sabbath as just Ozzy. I don't look at it that
That's
way
true.
because
A lot of people do.
you had Ronnie James Dio, who was
Yes,
the
Dio.
best singer in Black Sabbath, in my opinion. You had Ian Gillan, who was great. That album has
I just see
kind
Dio
of
being the best
taken a
because
life of its own now. You
my
had
favorite
Glenn
Black
Hughes in there
Sabbath,
for a little bit, who I
my
love.
favorite Black Sabbath song
Tony
is
Martin,
with Dio, called
A
I.
bunch of good people in Black Sabbath.
Under Pressure.
But I think a lot of people look at just Ozzy, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's the most known. That's the biggest one. That's
And if you
all
look
the
up
big
Black
hits and stuff
Sabbath
were,
song
but
called
you
I,
can't take away what other
not
people did
EYE, I mean the
in
letter
that vein,
I.
especially at least
That's
in
a
my
great
opinion,
song.
Ronnie James Dio, because I think when he came in, it was completely different, and I actually prefer the stuff with Dio. That's just me. But I love Ozzy, and I love Black Sabbath, and I love Ozzy.
I love
when he
Ozzy
went
as well.
solo.
Yeah, Ozzy did a
When it
lot of
comes
great
to the
solo
music, I should say that.
songs.
When it comes to the music and all the great songs and the albums and the tours and all
I'm a
that stuff, yeah. The
dreamer.
business side of things, not so much. I'm not going to get into that now. But I don't agree with a lot of the things that his wife has done, and Ozzy clearly was a part of that, even though he may claim that he didn't know or he wasn't involved or what have you. But a lot of the business stuff I don't agree with.
I don't know about the business stuff.
Treated, I definitely don't agree with.
I'm interested
It's
to
just
look this up.
Stupid to me. But when it comes to the music, when it comes
I have to
to
ask
all
him
the
about
great
what he means by
songs
that. I
and
don't know anything
albums and
about that.
everything, yeah.
But to be honest, I
There's
didn't
very few that
search
could
for
have
it
done
either.
as well as he did. It does
To be
suck
honest,
that he
Ozzy,
can't tour anymore, but you know,
I know of the songs
drugs
he
and the
does
alcohol
and
really
his
played a
reality
factor into
show,
that, at
or
least in my
reality
opinion. I think
show.
It's not been proven, but I think there has to be some kind of a link between drug and alcohol abuse and Parkinson's disease, because a lot of people that had Parkinson's disease were hardcore drug addicts and alcoholics. There's got to be some kind of connection. That's just how I look at it. And I never got to see Ozzy live. You know,
does
I had
Michael J.
opportunities,
Fox
but it just
have
didn't happen, unfortunately.
Parkinson's?
But I do wish that I could.
So
have seen
was
him
he a
live.
big drug guy? I don't know.
But I love all the great music that he put out. Now, one thing I will say, a lot of people have said that he has had like serious vocal issues for a long time. While I don't know about live, but on the albums, I don't think so. The last two albums that he did,
Yeah, Michael J. Fox has
Ordinary
Parkinson's,
Man
but
and Patient Number 9.
if he did that, I don't know about it.
Those. Do I think it's
Maybe
his
he did.
best
Maybe a lot of
albums
people
ever?
had
No, but there was
a lot
one
of drug
song
problems.
that did not make.
Well,
the
to be
cut.
honest, it's the
When we
80s,
get to
so
the
pretty much
honorable
everybody
mentions,
did.
I'll
So what am
do
I
that,
talking
but
about?
I quite enjoy both of those albums, and his vocals sound pretty good on there. Now, of course, it's in the studio. You can.
Although I gotta
and everything,
say,
but
Steve-O, man, if
live,
that's the
I don't
case,
know,
any day
because I
now,
have
Steve will have
bootlegs of
Parkinson's.
all eras of his solo stuff, and even Black Sabbath. Yeah, his voice changed over the years like everybody else's, but I don't think that his voice was completely gone, completely done. You know, people have said that, you know, he was using back-end track. I don't hear any of that in there, so maybe it's just me, but you know, I don't know again where a lot of that comes from. But anyway,
Well,
let's get to
I
this
don't know
here.
when
But I love
supposedly
Ozzy.
he
I just
uses
wanted to make that point.
backup track, but
Honorable
the stuff I've
mentions, like I
heard
said, there
seems
were
really
stuff that didn't make the cut. Under
solid.
the Graveyard, I really enjoyed that song. That had to go.
Under the Graveyard.
I don't want to change the world. I love that song. Unfortunately, it didn't make the cut. Dreamer didn't make the cut. I love that song as well.
I do love Dreamer. That might be in my top 10.
Miracle
Yeah.
Man, I really like.
I probably put Dreamer in my top
That
10.
didn't make the cut either. Ultimate Sin, Secret Loser, and Shot in the Dark. I know I'm going to get shit because Shot in the Dark wasn't on the list, but you know, I just these songs I like more. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. Goodbye to Romance, No Bone Movies. I like these songs more. I can't help it. But anyway,
The thing is,
let's
he's
go
going to
ahead
see
and
some
get going
titles.
here.
I'm not going to recognize the titles.
Number 10. I don't want
But if
to
I start hearing the
from
song.
the Black Rain album. I love that song. I remember when that song came out. Ozzy actually went out on WWE SmackDown and played it live,
Really?
which is pretty cool.
Wow,
I believe
okay,
that
that's
was
cool.
in Baltimore. Now I didn't go, unfortunately, but I
I didn't know
watch
Ozzy
it
played
when
WWE
it
SmackDown. That's
aired,
pretty
and
cool.
I thought that was really cool. But I do remember when that song came out. I think I was in that was '07, so that I would have been,
See, that's how dumb I was. For a
depending on
split
when it
second,
came
he
out
said
in
from
'07.
Black
I was
Rain. I'm
either
like,
a freshman or a
damn,
sophomore in
that
high
song was in
school.
Black
And
Rain with
again, I do
Michael
remember
Douglas.
when
I don't remember
album
that
came
song,
out,
but
when
no,
that was the
the
single.
album Black Rain.
And I still really like it to this day.
Different
I had
thing.
to put it on this list. All my life I've been over the top. I don't know where I'm going, but I don't want to stop. It's really catchy. There's some great guitar work in there by Zakk Wylde. That trend continues in a few songs here, actually.
Nice.
But it's just a really catchy, has a really nice groove, good pocket in there. I had to put it on here. Number 9, Fire in the Sky from the No Rest for the Wicked album, which a lot of people, I was surprised to hear this. A lot of people do not like that album. A lot of people think that's Ozzy's worst album. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? You have Crazy Babies. That's a pretty fun, catchy, upbeat song. Miracle Man, which I had to exclude from the list, but I really like Miracle Man. Breaking All the Rules. I really like the guitar work in that, especially that opening riff.
Yeah, some of these songs I might have
really
heard of, I
solid.
don't remember them.
Bloodbath in Paradise I liked. Tattoo, I think it's Tattoo Dream. No, Tattoo Demon. No, Tattoo
Okay.
Dreamer. Demon Alcohol. There's
I
a
thought you were
bunch
gonna
of
say
good songs on
Tatooine.
there, but this one's my favorite. I
Tatooine.
really like Fire in the Sky. Kind of slows it down a little bit, a little more
Fire in the
mellow,
Sky,
a little
okay.
more chilled out. But I've always really liked this song from the first time that I heard it. But I just don't get why people say that's his worst album. Is it overproduced? Yeah, probably, because it was the 80s, so everything was overproduced for the most part in the 80s.
Yeah. With all the drug use,
Excuse me, but
they
I
produced it,
think it's
then
a pretty
they
good album. And
forgot they
that tour was
produced it
good,
at the
too.
end
I
with all
have
the drugs.
some bootlegs, both audio and video, from that tour, and I like it, so I can't complain. Number 8, No More Tears. I absolutely love this song. I had to include it. I love the flow of it. That bass intro is really good. I think I don't know who Ozzy's bass player was at the time, because every album was somebody different, as you all know. But there's a great bass intro. I love the keyboards in it, the guitar work, and then it kind of slows down, that middle section where it slows down with the keyboards, and then it comes back up. I love it. I think it's a classic song. A lot of people looked at this album as his comeback album. There's a lot of really good stuff on. Again, Mama, I'm Coming Home. You can't deny that's a great song. Lemmy wrote that, so there you go.
Yeah, that's a great
Hellraiser,
song.
even though I like the Motorhead version more,
My
but
Mom Coming
Hellraiser's really
Home.
good. I Don't Want to Change the
Hellraiser.
World.
Yeah.
Even the outtakes, Party with the Animals, which ended up on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer soundtrack for the movie. That's a pretty good rockin' tune. But I had to put No More Tears on here because it's just such a killer Ozzy song. Even though it's one of his bigger hits, it doesn't matter. There's a couple songs that were on here that were hits, but I gotta go with No More Tears. That's just such a killer tune. And remember, it's just a hand in the bush, in the bush, in the bush. Number 7, See You on the Other Side. Very powerful, very emotional song.
I do love that
just
song.
love it. Again, I love the way that it flows. I love the
See
guitar
you
work.
on
I
the
love
other
Ozzy's vocals on
side.
here, the way that he sings it.
And I see you.
Good rhythm, good bass
See
and
you on
drums
the
on
other
here.
side.
And yeah, it's a very powerful, emotional song about losing a loved one, and
Definitely agree with
but
that.
it works. I guess in a way it's a ballad, but not really, because it's more upbeat, more heavier. But I guess in a way it could be a ballad. But great song, and that was off of the Osmosis album, which I love. There's another song on here from that album, but that's a pretty underrated album too that nobody really talks about.
See
There's
on
a
the
bunch
other
of good
side
songs on
probably
there
would be in my top
that
10.
never get brought up. Like this one, like the other one that I'll talk about much later.
See on
in
the other
list here.
side, Dreamer.
But
Those
that's a
two
good
could
album,
probably
and
be in my top
that
10.
was the box set that came out a couple years ago. That was the name of the box set, See You on the Other Side, which I have in the other room. Which that is a really, really cool box set. If you can find it affordable, because when I bought it, it was retail. It was like $400 or whatever. Now you could forget about it, but that box set's really cool. They did a really good job with that, and I'm glad that I have it. Number 6, Gets Me Through from the Down to Earth album. This is another album that never really gets talked about. Dreamer was on there. I Just Want You, I think, was on there, which I love that song as well. But or no, it was no. I Just Want You, I think, was on Osmosis. I'm sorry, I don't have my phone with me, but Down to Earth is underrated. And the other thing that I remember is when the Osbourne's TV show premiered, Ozzy was on tour for that album, so they used a bunch of those songs in the show in the first season, including this one. But I love this song. The lyrics, I'm not the Antichrist, or the Iron Man. I'm not the man who you think I am. I think the lyrics are really good. I love the piano intro. Great guitar work. I think Robert Trujillo, I don't think he played on the tour. I don't know if he played on the album, but from Metallica, Infectious Grooves, an amazing bass player. But that live tour was good. I got bootlegs and stuff from there. And then I think that the Live at Budokan album was recorded on that tour, and that's a really good live album. I think, that's on vinyl, because I have it's in the box set. That's right. I don't think it got an individual release, but Gets Me Through is a great song, and just that, the guitar work by Zakk Wylde, who's better, Zakk Wylde or Randy Rhoads as Ozzy's ultimate guitar player? That's a question for the ages, but I just love his work. And we'll get some Randy Rhoads here in a minute, because I know people are pissed already. Well, how come you don't have any Randy Rhoads? Well, if you shut up and you watch the video, it'll be there. That's too difficult. Anyway. But Gets Me Through,
it's always
I
too
love that
difficult,
song.
yeah.
It's just a killer Ozzy song. I'm just trying to live, yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I love
down to
Fabio,
the
man. He's a
nitty-gritty here.
hilarious
Number
guy.
5.
No
I can't
BS, gun-ho attitude. I love it.
Oh, another honorable mention I forgot. I did want to include it, but I had to cut it. Walk on Water from the Beavis and Butthead Do America movie. Not the version that's on the soundtrack. The version that's on the soundtrack is different. The version in the movie is the demo. That's the better version of the song.
Oh, okay.
I
See,
love
I didn't
that
even know
song.
that.
I had
Yeah,
to
there are
cut
two
it.
different versions of that
I had
song.
to. Anyway.
Does it
Number
ever
5,
have the album?
Kind of
Okay.
an obvious choice, but Bark at the Moon. I love this song. I really do love this song. Jake E. Lee on guitar, Tommy Aldridge on the drums. Can't go wrong.
That's definitely a familiar song, Barked at the Moon.
That video was really cool, too. I know Ozzy hates the video, but it was like a Hammer horror film, and Ozzy's turning into a werewolf and everything.
Yeah, I
think
remember that
video's
music video,
fucking
yeah.
Cool, man. I like it. They did a toy of the werewolf. I don't have it. I would like to get it, but it's expensive. But I love that song. Just Jake E. Lee's killer guitar work. Screams break the silence. Some great lyrics. Bark at the Moon. It was in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I think that's probably the first place I heard that song.
Okay.
I was like, this is really cool. So thank you, Grand Theft Auto Vice City and San Andreas.
A lot of people
for
have
introducing me to some
mentioned
great
Vice City
music,
and San Andreas to
particularly,
me.
Vice City.
Never played them, though. Played Grand Theft Auto 3, but never played the others.
Again, it's one of the bigger hits. It's an obvious choice, but sometimes you have to pick those obvious choices, which the next couple are, but I just love Bark at the Moon. I had to put it on the list. Number 4, another obvious choice, but it is an all-time classic, Mr. Crowley. The synthesizer intro, the haunting guitar
Mr.
work by
Crowley, I
Randy
vaguely
Rhoads,
remember,
especially
yeah.
the solo. And the lyrics, Mr. Crowley, what they done to your head. Just, it's scary. I mean, in 1980, when this came out, people were like, what the fuck is this? Like, and that, obviously influenced, a band like Typo Negative and stuff like that.
What the hell is this?
So I can't complain.
I got 2 more acid,
Because I love
so I can
that
calm
band,
down.
and they toured with Ozzy back in the day. but it's Mr. Crowley. You know,
We don't have enough
it's an amazing
acid. We need
song.
more.
It's still creepy. It's still weird. You know, it's kind of haunting in a way, and you know, it's 40 some years later. It still kind of sticks with people. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is different. This is not Crazy Train, which is not on this list, but there you go. Number 3, Flying High Again. I know this is kind of a again, Flying High Again. No, I know this one's more of an obvious choice, but it's just such a killer song. Amazing guitar work by Randy Rhoads. Oh no, here we go, flying high again. Just, it's a killer song.
Again, I might have heard that song, but
Can't go wrong.
I'd have to listen to it again.
Honorable mention, Suicide Solution. I know, sorry. But Flying High Again, come on now. Classic.
Trying to think, what was that song?
I mean, come on. Every
that
kid air guitars that
Bronson had me
day,
react to.
myself included.
Not too long ago.
Number 2, Over the Mountain. Actually, the first time I heard this song was not Ozzy. It was Fozzie's cover, Chris Jericho's band. I like Ozzy's version better, but I like the Fozzy version too. But just that killer
Because I don't know. I think the one I'm thinking of is Here For You.
I mean, come on. Does it really get any better than that? You know, over the mountain, take me across that sky. Come on. And one of my favorite lyrics of all time, you know, you don't need a ticket to ride with me, you know, so come with me, yeah. Come on now, it's classic. It's a killer song. And number 1, my favorite Ozzy song of all time. Again, this is going to come as a shock to people, but Perry Mason from the Osmosis album. Just the first time I heard this song, I was like, what the fuck is this? And why have I never heard this before? You know, just that with the keyboard, they just patched in, made it sound like a violin. You know, they didn't use violins and stuff. They just used that patch. And then just Zach, like, what the fuck? Like, this is killer. And just amazing guitar work. Yes, it is about the TV series, but I don't care. It's a killer fucking song. And there's just some great lyrics, you know. I don't mind. Single file down the wrong way. And what's the other lyric that really sticks out? Of course, now that I'm talking about it,
yeah, I think I've heard that song before. I'm listening to it a little bit now. Oh yeah, I have heard this song before. Yeah, this is a
minding
nice
my
pick.
own business, like my mother always said. But if I don't try and help them, you know, that lyric. I know I'm paraphrasing, but that's a killer lyric right there. It's a killer song. It's just heavy. It's like really crunchy and it's loud, and that intro and just coming out of the gate. I'm like, yeah. Again, like I remember the first time I heard that. I think I have a best of Ozzy CD, and that's on there, and I'm like, whoa. I know the name of the song because of the TV series, but I don't think I had ever heard that song before until I bought that CD, and it's just like boom, right out of the gate, and I'm like, this, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. Why can't every Ozzy song be like this? But you gotta have the softer stuff. You gotta mellow it down. You can't have it all be like that. But I gotta go with Perry Mason. That's just a killer song to this day. You know, if I had one, you know, again, gun to my head, Desert Island, you can only listen to one Ozzy song for the rest of your days, I'm going with Perry Mason. That's just me. I don't want to be the obvious choice. Crazy Train. I like Crazy Train, but I'm okay. If I don't hear Crazy Train ever again, no disrespect to Randy Rhoads, and Lee Kerslick, the drummer, but if I never hear Crazy Train again, I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be all right, guys.
I like Crazy Train.
But
that might be
it.
in my top 10, yeah.
Again, this was actually quite difficult for me to do because I love Ozzy. There's so many great songs. You heard all the honorable mentions that unfortunately I could not include on the list.
Yeah, a lot of good songs there.
And overall, You know, I think he has a great solo discography. You know, of course, there's songs I'm not big on, but you know, I think pretty much across the board, his stuff is pretty good. I really like his stuff. You know, again, the other side of the coin, the business and treating people, and that's another video, another topic, another day. But when it comes to the actual music, the songs, the
I'd be
albums,
curious
the
to see that
tours,
video,
everything like that, there were very few
to know about
that
that,
could
because
do
I don't
it
know
as
much
well as
about that.
Ozzy did. And it just sucks that he can't do it anymore. But that's okay. He had nothing left to prove. So there you go. Just like Aerosmith.
Well,
Yeah, it
I'm trying to
sucks that
think, is he on
Aerosmith
tour
can't tour
again?
no more. But they went out on top. They did it the right way.
I don't know
And
why.
they
For
had
some reason, I
nothing to
remember
prove because they're
seeing that he was
fucking
going on tour
Aerosmith. So
again,
there
but
you
maybe
go.
I'm wrong.
Anyway.
Could be wrong on that.
But let me know. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. What are your favorite Ozzy songs? Let me know. And we'll talk to you real soon. Later.
Sorry I didn't say much. I didn't want to... I sound stupid. I didn't want to interrupt him so that you guys could hear him. But, like I said, a lot of the songs he picked, I probably have heard the songs before, but unless it's a song I've heard like 50 times, whether it be like Living on a Prayer or, you know, Welcome to the Jungle, okay, I know that song. But if it's a song that maybe I heard once, man, I'm not going to remember much on it, whether it's good or bad. Like, literally, it has to be one of those things, like studying for a test. I have to repeat again and again and again to get the information to settle in my brain. So, yeah, a lot of those songs he mentioned, I sound familiar, but then I'm like, well, have I heard them? Maybe I have heard them. But see, on the other side, I definitely agree with him on that. One that I really enjoyed was Here For You. That was the one... I mean, Bronson had me react to a couple. See, on the other side was one of them. But Here For You, I remember being very impressed with that one. I remember going, whoa, what the hell was this? Like, this is really good. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, Here For You, I thought was really surprising. But, yeah, that was a good video. He's very entertaining to watch. Fabio's a great guy, got a lot of charisma. Videos are very funny, informative. Like I said, I'd be curious to hear more about the business side, because I don't know much of any of that, so I'd be intrigued. Maybe I'll have to ask him sometime if I remember when he does a live stream. But yeah, that was a fun video. I try to watch as many of my friends' videos as I can. I try to keep up with that. Sometimes I have them a back burner because I'm just so busy with other stuff and requests, but I do try to watch them as much as I can. I know recently he did the Fantastic Four reviews. Did a good job on those. Although I will admit I'm one of the few people in the world that actually don't mind Fan Four Stick. But he did a good job on the rant. And either way, yeah, the very informative video. Like I say, if you liked his video, feel free to check in the info box the full video without me jabbing and jibber jabbing around, and you can check his channel, TheItalianStallion51. If you go to his video, then you click on his channel. Feel free to look him up, and his rants are entertaining. His reviews are good too, full of a lot of passion, and he's just a great guy. Just a great guy. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks once again, Bronson, for the request, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.